Well, first of all, Happy New Year to all of you. We're starting our new year today, our new church year, brand new season of the church and a whole new year with the first Sunday of Advent. I've been talking recently to some of our high school students, and I couldn't get over how their fall semester kind of parallels the season of Advent. Most of the high schools around here in Crystal Lake, Marion, I think most of the area high schools this year are shifting to having their finals before Christmas. So the kids don't go into Christmas or do the whole Christmas holiday with that cloud hanging over their head. They started earlier and they're doing their finals before Christmas, what I think is a great idea. Colleges have done that for a long time. And it does take a load off of our kids' backs too. Like Christmas is really Christmas. You got the finals out of the way and it's a whole new start. So they have papers due and semester exams are coming up. Good question, are they hopeful right now or scared right now? It depends, I think, in large part on how have they been living out their vocation as a student this semester. Yeah, it is a vocation to be a student. Do they go to classes? Have they kept up on their reading? Have they got the papers that are due? Have they finished them? If they've been faithful students, they can look forward, hopefully, to some academic success, and certainly can look forward to a relaxing Christmas break. If they've been lazy and not putting in that much effort, Christmas might not be that much fun. They might be spending the whole 2 weeks wondering in fear how they did on the tests. A lot of parallels between that student life and our own life. Not only this Advent, but all throughout our life. As we prepare for our most important exam, the exam that Jesus is going to give us in the moment of our death when we stand there. For that exam, we need to do some advanced work too, right? It's called living a holy life, the way we live out our life. And it's crucial for that final exam. A message that I think that's always important for our life, and is the meaning of Advent really, is just the simple words, pay attention. You couldn't miss it with the gospel today, right? Jesus says, be alert, watch. It's so kind of like stand on your tiptoes, put in your A game, give me your focus. That's what Jesus is saying. I read a great story about paying attention recently. A true story. A professor was walking through one of his university's science buildings, and through the window in the back of the building, he could see the chemistry professor up there giving a lecture. He wasn't. He couldn't hear him, but he could see him. And then he looked at the students in the back row, which was just right on the other side of the glass. And they all had their laptops open, but none of them had anything to do with chemistry on their laptop. One had a football game on. One was doing his emails. One had a concert video on. One had Alec Baldwin on. And my favorite, one of them had Oprah Winfrey on. So the question the professor asked as he saw that thing through the back window was, how do we learn to pay attention? That's the Advent question. How do we learn to pay attention to what's really important? We're living in a very distracted world today, right? I forget how many, it's less than a second that the screens can change on our phone or our computer. It just keeps, the pace of life, if anything, just keeps getting faster and faster. It's not just Father Jerome with his Starbucks. All of us are distracted, right? Everybody is. One of my favorite stories in the Bible, it's in the Acts of the Apostles. Jesus has gone up to heaven. Peter and John are walking through the market, and there's a crippled man there begging, trying to hit the crowd for money. And Peter says to him, look at me. And then when he finally gets the guy's attention, he says, silver and gold I have none, but what I have I give to you. In the name of Jesus the Nazarene, stand and walk. The cripple stands up and runs off. Peter's saying, I got a gift to give you, but I got to have your focus before I can give you the gift. I think that's God's message to us this Advent. I'm with you, I love you, but I need your focus if I'm going to give you the gifts I have for you. I was thinking of an analogy. I'll bet this is your experience. It certainly is mine. You ever notice when you got company coming over, how quickly you can clean the house? Isn't that true? And you'd have the same cleaning job, but if nobody's coming, it could take you 3 times as long, right? Why? You're focused. You're focused on cleaning that house. Company's going to be here in an hour and 15 minutes, right? I even make my bed when that's going to happen, right? So that's the whole point. We experience times in our life when we're focused and times in our life when we're not. And the message of Jesus at Advent is focus. Give me your attention. That's what Christ is telling us today. Our time on earth is precious, but it's also limited. If we pay attention to God's presence and His will for our life on a daily basis, is He present to us every day? You bet He is. Does He have a plan, a will for our life every single day? You bet He does. Then, whenever our time comes, we'll be ready. Just like that high school student, he's got his papers done, he's done the studying, he's ready. And we will be too. I don't know much about her, but St. Elizabeth of the Holy Trinity has a prayer that I love. I think it's perfect for Advent. Here's what she says. O eternal Word of my God, I will devote my life to listen to you. I will be all ears to you so I can learn everything from you. Let me repeat that. I will devote my life to listen to you. I will be all ears to you so I can learn everything from you. I think that says it all. I heard a wonderful story this week. A volunteer tutor, she's such a good woman, would go into the hospital and tutor grade school children who were patients in this hospital. One time she was asked to help a 5th grade boy, but no one had warned her that he was badly burned and in a lot of pain. She walked into his room and she was shocked. She caught her breath, and then she was at a loss for words. She said she was so upset that she just went right to the task. She stammered out. She said, "I've been sent to help you with your nouns and adverbs." That's the first thing she said to this poor little kid. After the lesson was over, she left feeling she'd really messed it up, really done a poor job responding to what that young boy really needed. The next day on her visit, back again, the nurse asked, "What did you do to the boy?" And she started apologizing. "I'm so sorry. He was so badly burned. I wasn't." The nurse said, "No, stop." She said, "The opposite is true. We've been worried about him because he doesn't respond to anything we've done. But since yesterday, his whole attitude has changed. He's fighting back. He's responding to treatment. It's like he's decided to live." It was a couple weeks later, and the young boy said to his tutor, he said to her that he had given up hope. But when she came, he thought, they wouldn't send a teacher to work on nouns and adverbs with a dying boy, would they? And it gave him hope that's that normal thing that she was doing with him. Of course they wouldn't. But that new focus on life that young boy had is just what Jesus calls us to this Advent. Be focused. Be focused. To live our life intentionally. I love that word, intentionally. Don't just phone it in. Don't just go through the motions. Don't just put it on an automatic pilot. Live our life intentionally. Let's say, have that same attitude you do cleaning the house. Bring our full attention to the countless ways that our God is speaking to us every day that we live.